With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
You have any questions for me? I don't. You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your phone.
We're in the car.
You
I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
I gotta say something about you, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
I am one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. When I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
King Harris always finds a way to stay in the spotlight. And this time, the noise around him is louder than ever. Forget the Waffle House fights, the reckless driving, or the skipped court dates. What he is facing now is on a completely different level.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
His own baby mama allegedly leaked a tape that the internet quickly labeled as a gay tape. Before anyone could even figure out whether it was real or fake, the chaos had already exploded across social media. Here is the shocking part. For years, rumors about King's sexuality have floated online. Some people claimed he gave off a fruity vibe, while others suggested his baby was nothing more than a cover-up.
I need that at the...
And now this so-called leak gave critics fresh ammunition to repeat the same old narrative. At this point, whether it is true or not almost does not matter, because once the internet smells blood, it refuses to let go. To make things worse, Boosie jumped into the drama. Instead of mocking King directly, he aimed his shots straight at...
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
That single move shifted everything. What started as gossip about King's private life turned into a full-blown family feud. Suddenly, the internet was not just talking about King. They were treating it like a heavyweight rap beef. People began digging into paternity rumors, gangster cosplay claims, his public meltdowns, and even Boosie's old beef with T.I. The spotlight was no longer just on King. It was exposing the entire family. Long before this tape surfaced, people were already side-eyeing King's situation with his baby mama.
Yeah. King in here. Yes, that's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
For years, those same fans had been whispering that King was hiding something about his sexuality. So when his baby mama got pregnant, they spun the story into, he is just trying to prove something. Fast forward to this alleged tape leaking, and those same voices pulled out old receipts, saying, see, this was the plan all along. Use a baby to kill the rumors. Instead of shutting things down, it only gave trolls more fuel. And let us be real, this is not the first time people accused King of putting on a performance. For years, critics said he was cosplaying a gangster lifestyle he never lived. He talks tough, jumps into beefs, acts like he is from the trenches, but people remind him he is T.I. and Tiny's son. He grew up with privilege, spent most of his childhood at his grandmother's house, and never faced the struggles he claims. There is nothing wrong with that, but it does not exactly scream survival from the streets.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yep.
Whether it was true or not did not matter. Rumors online spread faster than facts. When the baby was finally born, instead of shutting down the speculation, it only grew louder. People said the child did not even look like King, accusing him of using fatherhood to prove he was a grown man. King was not having it. He went online calling the baby his twin and posting side-by-side pictures with captions like, "Y'all cannot tell me this is not mine." But the more he insisted, the less people believed him. Here is the twist. This stopped being just about paternity.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
Talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Stop talking to him, please.
Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Fire out your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. Now I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
For years, those same fans had been whispering that King was hiding something about his sexuality. So when his baby mama got pregnant, they spun the story into he is just trying to prove something. Fast forward to this alleged tape leaking, and those same voices pulled out old receipts, saying, see, this was the plan all along. Use a baby to kill the rumors. Instead of shutting things down, it only gave trolls more fuel. And let us be real, this is not the first time people accused King of putting on a performance. For years, critics said he was cosplaying a gangster lifestyle he never lived. He talks tough, jumps into beefs, acts like he is from the trenches, but people remind him he is T.I. and Tiny's son. He grew up with privilege, spent most of his childhood at his grandmother's house, and never faced the struggles he claims. There is nothing wrong with that, but it does not exactly scream survival from the streets.
Well, I mean, of course I spoke to my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. And I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
Every time King goes online talking about being hood, the comments flood with, be serious. They say he is forcing an image that does not fit, and it makes his entire act look shaky. It is almost like he is fighting two wars at once, trying to prove he is a man and a father, while also convincing the world he is a hardened street figure. But instead of making him look tougher, the pressure only fuels his public downfall. That spiral hit a peak when the Waffle House videos went viral. King was caught on camera arguing loudly with employees over food. The internet could not believe T.I. and Tiny's son was acting out like that in public.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not feud.
No, I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
The section is.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Ask me what my phone is.
What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case on it.
Even T.I. himself went live the next day, admitting he could not understand why his son would stoop so low as to argue with a fast food worker. He said he and King's uncles reminded him that he lives a life most people dream about, so why throw it away acting reckless? But that advice clearly did not sink in, because soon after, things got worse. In 2024, King was pulled over in Georgia. Police said he nearly hit a squad car leaving a gas station. They smelled weed in his BMW, saw a gun on his hip, and when they ran his info, they found a warrant from 2022. That case was tied to speeding, driving with a suspended license, and even a DUI. He was supposed to appear in court but skipped, which is why the warrant was still active.
I gotta say something about you, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But it's be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real, if he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
The arrest video quickly hit the internet, showing him cuffed and hauled off to county jail. King stayed calm in the footage, but fans were not calm at all. To them, this was more proof his life was spiraling out of control. Now, stack that on top of the leaked tape rumors, and people began saying everything. The baby drama, the gangster persona, the public blow-ups were all just cover-ups for something deeper. That is when Boosie jumped back in, making things even messier. He did not clown King directly. Instead, he targeted T.I., making slick comments about his parenting. Fans instantly caught the shade. This was not just about King anymore. It was a chance to embarrass T.I. in front of everyone. Boosie stepping into King's scandal was not random gossip. It was a calculated move with history behind it. After all, Boosie has a long track record of bold, controversial remarks, especially about sexuality. This is the same man who once had to publicly apologize to his own daughter, Iona, after making homophobic comments about her.
And one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man, what happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble, motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good, the way you niggas think something wrong.
He went on Instagram to apologize, but everyone knew he meant what he said the first time. So when he jumped into King's scandal, the internet immediately called him out for being hypocritical. People asked, how can you clown someone else's kid when your own house is barely in order? It felt less like a joke and more like a direct jab at T.I. himself. And here's the kicker. Boosie's own life is not smooth right now either. He just struck a plea deal on gun charges, and depending on how things play out, he could be facing real time. So why was he out here trolling King Harris? Because this was never about clout. It was about T.I. and a feud that has been brewing for years. To understand why Boosie could not resist throwing shade, you have to rewind to when their beef first started. It all began when Boosie made harsh comments about Dwayne Wade's daughter after she came out as transgender. The internet quickly labeled his remarks transphobic, and one of the loudest voices to check him was none other than T.I. Tip went straight to Instagram, telling Boosie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That moment planted the seed for a feud that only grew. Not long after, Boosie fired back, accusing T.I. of being a snitch in his old federal gun case. That struck a nerve. Tip clapped back, making it clear he would not let anyone disrespect his family, and that he was not afraid to go head-to-head with Boosie. From there, things escalated. That summer, Boosie criticized T.I.'s parenting style, especially after Tip admitted he once went with his daughter to the gynecologist, a moment that sparked major backlash. Boosie called him controlling, while Tip responded that Boosie was the last person who should be giving parenting advice. Their words shifted from slick comments to direct personal shots about family and credibility. This was no longer playful rap banter. It was two grown men going for each other's throats. For a moment, it seemed like they patched things up. Both went online saying there was no real problem, that they were moving forward. But by 2023, the feud reignited. This time, Boosie accused T.I. of not standing up for him during his own legal troubles. T.I. fired back, saying he was not babysitting anyone and had no reason to defend a man who kept disrespecting him. That is when everyone realized this was not clout chasing, it was personal. Boosie had a grudge, and he was going to poke at T.I. every chance he got. Fast forward to King Harris's scandal, and the timing could not have been better for Boosie. He was not mocking King just for laughs. He saw a chance to humiliate T.I. in public by using King as the punchline. With King caught up in viral rumors and internet chaos, Boosie slid in at the perfect moment to twist the knife. That is why people instantly saw it as shade toward Tip, not King. And the internet ate it up. Once Boosie spoke, the floodgates opened. Trolls went in on King Harris, and the comments turned brutal. One person wrote, "He always looked weird to me. Too bad he took after Tiny instead of T.I." That cut deep because people have mocked King's looks since he was young. Others went further, comparing him to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Memes flooded Twitter and Instagram, spreading like wildfire. But the comment that really set things off was, "King about to be queen." That line did not just clown him. It reopened all the old conversations about his identity, throwing gasoline on a fire already raging. And that is what made this bigger than just a leaked video. It showed that people never stopped questioning King, no matter how many times he tried to prove himself. For years, every move he made, having a baby, acting tough, wilding out in public, was spun into something else. And with Boosie stirring the pot, the conversation shifted from gossip about King to a debate about T.I.'s family, T.I.'s parenting, and the long-standing feud between Tip and Boosie. Think about it. T.I. has spent years defending his image and protecting his family under the spotlight. And now, his son is front and center in a scandal that gives one of his biggest rivals a chance to clown him. For Boosie, this was never about King's reputation. It was about scoring a hit on Tip. And the internet, being what it is, fueled the fire even more. Old clips resurfaced, old quotes were reposted, and it all turned into a circus. King might be the face of the drama, but Boosie and T.I. are the real players in the background. King is stuck in the crossfire. On one side, he is battling trolls, paternity rumors, and sexuality speculation. On the other, his name is being weaponized in a grown man feud. Every rumor, every arrest, every meltdown becomes a headline. And instead of just hurting King, it puts pressure on T.I. as a father. For the internet, this is not just about King's mistakes. It is about whether Tip failed his son. That is why this scandal hit differently. It was not only embarrassing King, it was designed to humiliate Tip. By the time the alleged tape began circulating, King Harris was no longer just a kid making mistakes. He was a walking headline. Every move was dissected, every rumor recycled, and every narrative spun into proof of a downfall. But what is really happening is deeper. This is a clash of image, legacy, and pressure. King has been trying to prove he is a man, a father, and a street figure, but it keeps blowing back in his face. The trolls do not just laugh when he slips, they feast on it. The Waffle House fight is the perfect example. What should have been a minor incident turned into an internet spectacle. Memes, reactions, breakdowns, it spread everywhere. Instead of people seeing a frustrated young man losing his cool, they mocked him for cosplaying a gangster life. Then came the arrest. Calm or not, being cuffed with weed smoke in the car and a gun on his hip only reinforced the idea that he was forcing a lifestyle he was never raised in. For the internet, that was not just a mistake, it was evidence of a front. And once people believe you are faking, every move gets magnified 10 times bigger. What makes it worse is how King's attempts to clap back always fuel the fire. When he went online calling his baby his twin, trolls spun it into proof he was overcompensating. When he bragged about being tough, people threw his privileged upbringing back in his face. Even when he stayed quiet during the arrest, silence itself was twisted into a new narrative. No matter what King does, the internet already has the next angle ready. That is the trap of being a celebrity kid. Every decision gets mocked, doubted, or weaponized against you. And Boosie flipping this scandal into an attack on T.I. only proves how messy rap politics can be. Instead of letting King deal with his own issues, Boosie turned it into another chance to reignite his feud with Tip. The truth is, this beef has been bubbling for years, with shots fired over parenting, credibility, and respect. King's scandal gave Boosie the perfect stage, and the internet played along. Every slick comment Boosie made was amplified, dissected, and reposted, not because people cared about King, but because they loved seeing two rap heavyweights trade shots again. And that is the saddest part. King is not just fighting trolls. He is being used as a pawn in a war that started long before him. The internet is not only questioning his identity or his choices, they are using him as proof of whether T.I. succeeded or failed as a father. For Tip, who built his career on family, hustle, and respect, having his son turned into a punchline cuts deep. That is why Boosie's shade stings. It is not just about King, it is about undermining T.I.'s entire legacy. At this point, whether the tape is real, fake, or just an elaborate hoax almost does not matter. The damage is already done. The paternity talk, the sexuality speculation, the gangster cosplay accusations, all of it has merged into one giant internet narrative that will not disappear overnight. King Harris has officially become a symbol of messy celebrity drama, where your personal life gets weaponized against your family. Unless he finds a way to flip the script, every move he makes will feed the cycle again. The internet is brutal, and for the child of hip-hop royalty, the standards are even harsher. King wanted to be seen as grown, tough, and independent. Instead, he is trapped in a never-ending game where critics and rivals write the storyline for him. And with Boosie refusing to back off, the feud with T.I. will only drag him into more drama. Right now, King's identity, T.I.'s legacy, and Boosie's grudge have collided in one chaotic storm with no signs of slowing down. Because at the end of the day, this is not just about a tape or a rumor. It is about power, pride, and image. The internet feeds on his baby mama, his fights, his arrests, his family drama, his father's rivalries. It is all part of one giant spectacle. The only question is whether King will crash under the pressure, or find a way to flip the chaos into control. But one thing is clear. The world is watching, the trolls are waiting, and every mistake will echo louder than the last. The ball is now in King's court. Either he takes control of his story, or he lets it spiral further. But no matter what, the internet will not let go. And with Boosie and T.I.'s history fueling the fire, this drama is far from over. Buckle up, this story is only getting started, and if you are locked in with me on this breakdown, do not forget to subscribe, share, like, and drop a comment so we can keep exposing the stories the industry does not want you to hear.